The soft hum of cicadas filled the southern air as I sat on the porch of my childhood home, a place where innocence once thrived, now tainted by the spectral echoes of generations past. Our family had long held the whispered tales of otherworldly occurrences, but it wasn't until the haunting escalated that I truly understood the depth of our supernatural legacy. It began innocently, as childhood fears often do: objects misplaced, faint whispers lingering in the halls, and the subtle sensation of unseen eyes watching. My siblings and I chalked it up to overactive imaginations, dismissing the peculiar occurrences as the quirks of an old house. Little did we know, the shadows harbored stories untold. As the family expanded, so did the spectral presence that lingered in the corners. Footsteps echoed in empty rooms, doors creaked open of their own volition, and the air grew thick with an unspoken tension. I sensed a generational haunting, a malevolent force that transcended time to torment each new inhabitant. One chilling night, as a storm raged outside, I awoke to the sound of a child's laughter echoing through the empty halls. Panic seized me as I rushed to check on my slumbering children, finding them undisturbed. Yet the laughter persisted, a haunting melody that etched itself into my soul. It was then that I glimpsed a shadowy figure, a silhouette of a child that vanished as quickly as it appeared. With each passing year, the supernatural occurrences escalated. Unseen hands brushed against our skin, whispers turned into audible voices, and the malevolent force manifested in terrifying apparitions. The ghostly child became a harbinger of dread, appearing at the periphery of our lives, a silent witness to the unfolding horrors. As the grip of fear tightened, the walls seemed to absorb the anguish of generations past. Sleepless nights turned into restless days, and I found solace in confiding my fears to my husband. His skepticism waned as he, too, experienced the unexplainable. The apparitions, the whispers, the child, our shared nightmare became an inescapable reality. One fateful night, the spectral child led us to a hidden room in the attic, a forgotten space with walls adorned with eerie drawings and a peculiar sense of malevolence. In the center stood an antique mirror, reflecting the twisted figures that danced in the shadows. The truth unfolded. A past generation had summoned forces beyond comprehension, a dark legacy that clung to our family like a curse. The realization sent shivers down our spines, and with a newfound determination, we sought a way to break free from the generational shackles. The air crackled with unseen energy as we performed a ritual to sever the spectral ties that bound us. A chilling silence fell upon the house as the ritual concluded, and we waited, breathless, for a sign. As the first rays of dawn painted the sky, a sense of calm descended upon the once tormented halls. The child's laughter faded, the whispers silenced, and the weight that had burdened our family for generations lifted. It was a bittersweet victory, for the only way to break free was to abandon the home that had cradled our darkest fears. In the shadows of your home, heed the whispers of the past. Sometimes, the echoes of generational hauntings linger, weaving a tapestry of fear that transcends time. Confront the darkness within, for the only escape might demand leaving behind the familiar. The supernatural is a force beyond comprehension, and some legacies are better left buried. In the heart of small-town South Carolina, there stood a house that bore witness to the passage of time, echoing with the laughter of generations. It was a place where family memories were etched into the very walls, and love thrived in every corner. This is where my story begins, a tale that transcends the boundaries of the living and the dead. As a child, I reveled in the joyful chaos of family gatherings, the warm embrace of the home that had been passed down through generations. It was a haven of comfort, filled with the scent of home-cooked meals and the sound of shared stories. However, as the years unfurled, so did the shadows that lurked within. Strange occurrences began innocently enough, a creaking floorboard here, an unexplained draft there. My siblings and I dismissed these incidents as the quirks of an aging house, attributing the eerie whispers to the settling, of the old wooden beams. Yet, the whispers persisted, growing louder and more distinct, weaving tales of a past that refused to be forgotten. One night, as a thunderstorm raged outside, the house seemed to come alive with a presence that sent shivers down our spines. In the dim glow of flickering candles, we heard footsteps echoing in empty hallways, disembodied voices whispering secrets from beyond. Fear took root, and we huddled together, seeking solace in the familiar, yet now unfamiliar surroundings. Soon, the paranormal phenomena escalated. Objects moved of their own accord, shadows danced in the corners of our vision, and a chilling breeze swept through rooms, carrying with it the weight of the unknown. Our once beloved home transformed into a realm of unexplained horrors, its essence tainted by a darkness that defied reason. Family bonds strained under the weight of the supernatural as fear and uncertainty cast a pall over our once joyous gatherings. Whispers in the night grew into tortured moans, and ghostly apparitions manifested, tormenting our waking hours and invading our dreams. The breaking point came when my daughter, always sensitive to the otherworldly, began conversing with an invisible presence. Night after night, she would share tales of a long-lost relative who sought connection, pleading for release from an unfulfilled existence. Desperation gripped my heart as I realized the gravity of the situation. The house was a battleground of forces beyond our comprehension. Fearing for our sanity and well-being, we made the agonizing decision to leave our ancestral home behind. The process was heartbreaking, the walls echoing with the fading laughter that once defined our lives. As the door closed behind us, a heavy silence settled, leaving the house to its spectral inhabitants. But the tale doesn't end there. In our new life, the memories of that haunted house lingered, a ghostly presence that refused to be exorcised. Unexplained phenomena followed us, a chilling reminder that the darkness transcended the confines of the physical structure. It was as if the spirits had hitched a ride, tethered to us by an invisible thread. The advice I impart to those who hear this tale is simple, yet profound. In the sanctity of your home, pay heed to the whispers that may go unheard. The shadows that dance in the periphery may be more than mere figments of imagination. Cherish the laughter, but be wary of the silence that follows. Some houses bear the weight of untold stories, and once the seal is broken, the echoes may linger long after you've walked away. As for us, the whispers from beyond continue to haunt our nights, a chilling testament to the thin veil that separates the living from the dead. The house in small-town South Carolina may be empty, but its legacy endures, a cautionary tale for those who dare to listen, a tale of love, loss, and the lingering darkness that resides in the places we call home. The night air hung heavy with a chilling breeze as I stood before the old townhome in Springville, Utah. Its weathered facade told tales of decades gone by, secrets buried within the creaking walls. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows that seemed to dance with a life of their own. Little did I know those shadows held the ghosts of a family's haunting history. As I stepped through the threshold, a sense of foreboding settled over me like a shroud. The wooden floors groaned underfoot, each step echoing through the empty halls. The air was thick with the weight of generations, a tapestry of joy and sorrow woven into the very fabric of the home. The story began with the Johnsons, a seemingly ordinary family, drawn to the charm of the old townhome. Emma Johnson, a young mother with 2 children, moved in with dreams of a fresh start. But the shadows that clung to the walls had different plans. The first encounter occurred late one night when Emma heard soft whispers emanating from the children's room. She rushed in, expecting to find her kids in conversation, but the room was empty. The air turned frigid as an unseen presence lingered, leaving Emma paralyzed with fear. As the days passed, the whispers evolved into phantom footsteps that echoed through the halls at odd hours. The children spoke of playing with invisible friends who seemed to materialize in the corners of their rooms. Emma, desperate for answers, sought solace in the town's elders, only to be met with knowing glances and hushed tales of a dark history. Generations passed, and the haunting persisted. The Johnsons moved on, but subsequent families faced the same spectral encounters. Objects moved of their own accord. Cold spots lingered like unseen breaths, and dreams turned into nightmares that seeped into waking hours. I interviewed the current occupants, the Andersons, who had inherited the townhome from their grandparents. Their accounts mirrored those of the Johnsons, a continuation of a sinister legacy. The haunting had become a rite of passage, an unspoken inheritance passed down through the ages. One stormy night, as I delved deeper into the townhome's history, I stumbled upon a hidden chamber beneath the creaky floorboards. The air within was heavy with the stench of decay, and in the dim light, I discovered a series of faded photographs. The images depicted faces eerily similar to those of the current inhabitants, the Johnsons, the Andersons, and generations before. The realization struck me like a bolt of lightning. The townhome wasn't haunted by malevolent spirits. It was a vessel for the tormented souls of the very families that had called it home. The entities weren't strangers. They were kin, cursed to replay their haunting experiences for eternity. Each family, unaware of the others, endured the same spectral trials, bound by an inexplicable connection that transcended time. As the truth unfolded, the shadows in the townhome seemed to pulse with a macabre energy. The ghostly figures that had tormented generations now beckoned me to join their spectral dance. I recoiled, realizing the chilling twist in the tale. My presence had become a part of the haunting narrative. With a sense of dread, I fled the townhome, leaving the ghosts to their eternal waltz. The realization that the horror I sought to uncover had enveloped me sent shivers down my spine. The whispers of the past echoed in my ears, a cautionary tale that transcended the boundaries of the tangible and the supernatural. Dear listener, the echoes of the past are not confined to dusty corners and forgotten chambers. Before you seek the secrets of a haunted history, consider the cost of unraveling the unknown. Some tales are not meant to be uncovered, for in the pursuit of knowledge, you may find yourself ensnared in the very haunting you sought to understand. Be wary of the shadows that linger across generations, for they may cast their chilling embrace upon you